Hey Patrick, great to see you out here right now. Just working on getting Crash Test Dummy back together. I mean, everything's been at the powder coat place for a little while, so since the last time you've seen it, a lot of stuff has changed. As you can see, the colors, they're way brighter. The chassis is a darker gray, more what I wanted originally. I'm real happy with how the colors came out. The powder coat place, I told them for orange, I want the brightest orange possible, and they definitely gave me the brightest orange. So right now, just getting things back together, trying to get it back to the stage of being a roller again. I'm gonna put my differentials in right now, the F106 rear end. So basically, I want to do that now while the axle housings are on the ground, because that way it's lower, don't have to lift them up nearly as high. So figure while I got the opportunity, might as well do that now. And then once the differentials are in, start putting the champagnes and the knuckles, then axle parts, spindles, planetaries, and then it'll be a roller again. And then get drive lines all taken care of, drop the motor and the transmission in. Got a few small things here and there. A lot of the in-cab stuff, rear steer pump, radiator. There's still things all over that still need to be done, but it's coming back together again. And right now everything's going together for final assembly, which I'm super excited about, and hopefully getting this thing ready to run shortly.
And what made you want to do neon orange?
Well, orange is my favorite color. And so I had everything painted orange, and that's really what had me decide, you know, I think I'm going to powder coat everything, because the paint would chip and flake, and just working on it, it'd get scratched up. And it's like, I don't want a brand new truck that looks like it's already a couple of years old. I want it to be a brand new, clean, professional looking truck. And with paint, I mean, paint's nice because you can touch it up. It's got its advantages, but it's not nearly as durable. And so with a powder coat, it's much more durable, so it'll stay looking nicer for a longer period of time. But really, the color, this color gray, I think it turned out perfect. And with the new body that I got, I think I'll be able to blend things together very well.
And then you said you still have to, of course, throw a motor in there. What sort of motor do you have for it?
The motor, 540, big block, dart block, actually. And so pretty much your standard monster truck motor. It's very industry standard, I should say. So it'll have plenty of power to get the job done. At first, I was actually wanting to do something a little bit smaller on power, just a little bit less displacement, and then the opportunity came around to get my dream motor together, which just a very standard, industry standard motor that'll have plenty of power, because realistically reliability is key. That's the most important thing, even above performance. Is, I mean, you can perform very well, but if the equipment's not able to hold up to the performance, you're not performing well. So at first I was wanting to do a smaller motor, but I'm glad that things happened the way they did, that I could run the motor that I want to.
And when, what more you have to do to it? Like how much longer you think you have to work on the truck, and when it'll be finished?
It's tough to say. I mean, for years I've been saying I hope to have it done in a month or two, but
you're right,
that was a couple of years ago.
Right.
But no, things are definitely progressing towards the finishing stages. And I mean, there's still a few things that I got to do. Hydraulic hoses and all the electrical and plumbing is still left to go, which that stuff takes time and money, but really all depends on how much time I get away from shows to be able to do all that stuff. And so for time, you know, I've tried so many times to guesstimate a time frame and I've always been wrong. So Not really. I don't really have a guesstimation this time.
Okay. Well, from everybody that maybe see my older videos of your truck and what it looks like now, a lot of people probably will notice that you made a lot of progress in your monster truck here. And I mean, I know a lot of people are probably looking forward to being on the shows and on the road.
I sure hope so. I mean, it's been a lot of fun building it, and I've got my girlfriend here this weekend helping put stuff together. She helped me get the rear axle housing in and sway bars, and hopefully maybe in the next few days, hopefully get the new body painted. I still have the Dodge Dakota body, but I decided to get another body that's a little bit more modern, something that a lot of people, it's a body style a lot of people really like, but hasn't been seen on a monster truck yet. So that's something real exciting. Got the roof of it.
Okay,
right
that's
now,
a roof.
but.
Are you able to say what sort of body style it is?
Well, I could, but might as well just show you.
Okay.
So the body, it's not quite done. In fact, still in the crate. I mean, there's the cab, bedsides are still boxed up. The hood is right over here with a bunch of Bill's Canadian Tough Guy pieces, and then of course the Dodge Dakota body. But gonna be a 2017 Raptor.
Oh, it is.
So
Okay.
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
And so hopefully with that, the other body panels that are over there, I think I had Fiberworks actually make some changes to the body so that it'd be more proportionally correct than the Dodge body was. Because for the Dodge Dakota body, I had to create my own bedsides, and I just realized the bedsides are really, really long for the size of the cab and the front clip. So I decided with the Ford body, have it stretched a little bit in various areas, so that way it just evens things out. So definitely excited for the new body and getting that painted, and actually yesterday grabbed some paint for it. And
transmission wise, what are you going to be using?
TCI Power Glide.
Okay.
So it's set up so it can run either a Turbo 400 or a Power Glide, because the Turbo 400s are 10 inches longer than the Power Glides. So you'll notice the motor does sit 10 inches further back because of that. But with the Power Glide, I overall think it's just a much better transmission. I mean, it's much more expensive, but you get what you pay for. And when this truck is done, I want it to be the best truck that I could build. So I'm doing everything that I can to make it happen. It's tough to say. I mean, cost-wise, by the time it's done, it's going to be a $100,000 project, and that's doing most of the work myself. So, I mean, pretty much everything fabricated, did myself, sway bar arms, chassis, pretty much everything. The driveline cages, the pinion cages, the axle housings were done by BlackRock Fabrication. Because, I mean, that's something that's very, very important in terms of durability. So wanted the best possible, but did my own shock mounts and sway bar mounts on them. And so really, I've saved quite a bit of money, but monster trucks, with the way things are progressing, to make a truck that can withstand what trucks do in freestyle, the cost is going up tremendously. But when people say monster trucks are a $200,000 project, that's totally justifiable. I mean, I can totally see that, and that's not even including hauler, trailer, spare parts, and even the trailers themselves, just outfitting them with toolboxes and the ramps and everything. That adds up to be a lot of money. So
what's your plans for all that stuff? I mean, what's the idea that you want to have?
Right now, trailers are probably the most expensive I've ever seen them. So trailers are going for quite a bit right now. but I got a lead on a trailer for right now, and still looking at a few possible options for how I'm going to haul it. And there's a few good deals out there, but of course reliability is key, so it's not always just finding what's cheap, because if it only lasts a month or so, well, didn't really save myself that much money.
Right.
So.
And you're speaking about the reliability and the balancing of reliability and cost.
Right.
And so have you ever thought about anything on this truck and say, I want to have the reliability, but I want to save on cost too? Have you ever, in any part of the truck, have you ever thought, man, I really got a screaming deal on this part right here?
Right.
Which part would that be?
You know, it's really tough to say. I mean, of course, all the stuff I've fabricated myself saved a lot of money doing that. So, really, doing things yourself, that's where you can save the money. I mean, everything else, I feel that the shocks that I have, the Night Stalker Steve Combs shocks, I feel that they're the best shock out there. Some people feel one shock is better, some people say another is better, and then some people say as long as it's machined right, they're the same. And then transfer case, there's a few different options, whether it's Profab or SCS or Cyclone, and I chose the Profab, and it's kind of right in the middle, and really it's tough to say. I mean, there haven't really been any parts that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go cheap on that. Because this truck, this is my baby, and so I want it to be the best that it can be, no matter what. And of course, it is extremely tough, and part of why it's taken so long to get this done is because I want to do it right.
Right.
I don't want something that's gonna go out there and just be mediocre. There's nothing on the truck that I really said like I'm just gonna go cheap. There were a few parts, like for example, like got a good deal on differentials, and then things like the switch box that was used from a truck still works, and so reuse that. And there's a couple things here and there.
What I mean, maybe what I mean, a lot of stuff you got nice, and you paid more because you want reliability.
Right.
But if you said, I don't really care about reliability, I just want cheap, how much would that be as opposed to what you went?
It's tough to say, because
really?
I didn't really look at things just to do it necessarily as cheap as possible, but I would say you could probably cut maybe a quarter to a third of the cost off of things. But in reality, I kind of did look around, you know, what is the minimum cost, and for no matter what, to get a functional monster truck, it's going to cost quite a bit. So you're going to be putting nearly as much into making a truck that wouldn't be as reliable, but might save maybe a quarter of the cost. But you want to have something that'd be competitive, want to have something reliable, want to be something the fans would want to come see. So I think it's worth it to put that little extra into it so that it's going to be exactly what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, would you like to add anything more, Dallas?
Well, can't wait to the next time you come out and see it even more complete in the next day or so. Hope to have it being a roller again. Just going to get the differentials in and get the Pettibone corners on, and really progress is coming along. My girlfriend Lindsay's watching over there. She's definitely excited, and she's going to help me paint the body up, and still got to make body mounts and a lot of small stuff here and there, and just getting everything prepped to be done and finalized.
Okay. Wishing you the very best, Dallas.
Well, thank you, Patrick. Like I said, can't wait to see you next time. It's going to be a lot of fun, and progress is still happening, so can't wait to show off how it's gonna look like next time.
Okay, thank you, Dallas.
Thank you.